Welcome back to the Nurse Aspect, where we assess and evaluate. I'm your host, Nurse Becca, and today we have Nurse Allen on the show. What's up?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Not you bending down into the mic. You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. All right, let's do it.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right.
It's been hot.
It is hot. But
today's
hot.
Like nicer.
I know. And it was actually raining today. I didn't like that. I was like, So, whatever.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome to the show. Well, welcome back. I'll fill you guys in later on why I say welcome back, but it is what it is. Why'd you get into nursing?
So I didn't choose nursing at first.
Okay.
My story is I was in, when I went to college, I chose like tech, computer science, like other stuff like that, but I realized it wasn't for me. My second interest was in the medical field, so I was thinking like PA or nursing kind of route. I know I didn't want to go to med school. That was too much for me. But I eventually chose nursing. Had some people direct me or guide me into that choice, and I thank them for that. But yeah, computer stuff and sitting down and just all the stereotypical stuff, I guess, is like wasn't for me. I really liked walking around, doing stuff, being hands-on, and things like that. So
Okay.
glad I chose that route.
Okay.
Looking back now, I'm like, I don't see myself doing anything else really.
Oh, good. So you don't regret your choice. That's good. When you first started, where did you start in nursing?
I worked on this. Oh, actually, I worked in the operating room.
Okay.
And that's how I've learned about CRNA. So I'm a CRNA now.
Yeah, I'll make it money.
Yeah, it's good money. It's rewarding. It has its up and downs. It's still a job, but it's good. It's a good job. So I worked in the OR, and I saw a nurse anesthetist. And I saw the nurse first, and I was like, I didn't know like you can do anesthesia and do all those stuff. So I thought that was cool. I didn't really pay attention to it, and then all of a sudden, people were like, "You should go do this. If you stay in the OR, you're gonna get stuck." Kind of stuff like that. And I really like whatchamacallit, really found myself like not really knowing vital signs and drugs and doing all the like hands on the you lose your skills. You do in the OR. So they said that I was gonna get stuck down there, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, in the operating room, it's a good gig down there too.
I mean, what skills besides like what skills do you feel like you lost?
Putting IVs, learning about drugs, just all the vital signs. I had no idea. Like I was like losing all my touch in that.
So what exactly was your role in the OR? Like were you like circulating? Did it like fluctuate?
I did both. I did circulate. I did some scrubbing, which was cool. I got to see a lot of cool surgeries, did a lot of emergency stuff. It was fun, exciting. But yeah, you're just like kind of just gathering stuff, getting things ready for the surgery, making sure every surgery goes smoothly.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, I started really thinking about it, and I thought, going to ICU would be a good thing. Becoming a CRNA would be a good thing. You really do, gain some autonomy. It's a good job. It's really a lot of critical thinking. A lot of you got to make decisions really quickly. Could really impact the patient, and treating people's pain and taking care of them on the other side of things is cool. So I went up to SICU, and I thought it was a good experience there. I saw a lot of traumas, a lot of motorcycle accidents, a lot of complications after surgery. I saw it all. Saw a lot of good stuff. Saw a lot of sad and scary stuff. And I applied to CRNA school and I got in. So.
What was the process like in terms of applying? Because I always hear like applying to CRNA school is definitely rigorous. It's a lot. Not working. Like, what was that process like for you?
Yeah, so applying was one. I feel like there's different sections to it. You can apply, and that's like a headache in its own. It's stressful. And then you're just doing interviews, and that's another part of it. And that was very stressful. And then you go through school, and that was one of the hardest things I had to do. Like you said, like you have to kind of, it's full-time school, so you kind of have to quit your job. They kind of tell you to quit your job.
I know they tell you so. Like, did you actually quit your job or
I
no?
did. I decided to try and enjoy my time off instead of working on my time off.
What'd you do to support yourself?
I had some money saved up, pulled on some loans.
Okay.
And now I'm trying. I paid it all off, so it's worth it.
You can afford to. I'm sure you can afford to. Yeah.
It's worth it. But yeah, I just took loans.
How many schools did you apply to? Do you remember?
I think it was around like 10 schools.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because I was like, I know a lot of people will apply to like 2 or 3 or maybe just one and see if they get in. But I was really going for it, and I was like, this is, now or never kind of thing. Because I felt like if I kept pushing it off, I was never gonna do it.
Okay.
So, I applied to around like 10 schools, some in Texas, some in New York.
Oh, wow.
California.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long were you in the SICU?
I was there for like 2 years.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, I was a nurse for 4 years, and then I got into school. So two in the OR and 2-ish in the ICU.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then you graduated, became a CRNA, and then that's what you're doing now. You love it?
It's good.
Yeah. What's your favorite
It's still
part?
a job, like I said.
Yeah.
I love it, like doing what I do. But in the end of things, it's still a job. I still try and treat it like a job.
Okay.
I don't want it to be my life. I like to do other things. Stay active, sports, and like travel a lot. Stuff like that.
I bet you do.
I love traveling.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I if I could have a job just traveling, I absolutely would leave everything behind, and I would be on a plane. That's fine. I know not many people like being on a plane, especially for long hours, whatever, get anxiety. I don't even care. I could be on a plane for 24 hours. If I'm getting to my destination, it's gonna be great.
I feel like it's important to like see what else is out there in the world.
Yeah.
And experience different cultures and eating different foods.
Yeah.
Just being open-minded, stuff like that.
What's your favorite part about being a CRNA?
Just taking care of people's, like, one of their scariest times is going into surgery because, once they come into the hospital for that surgery that day, like, the patient has no control over what's happening. And that's a scary moment. So I can't even imagine doing that myself. Like, we do it every day, but like to become on the other side, to become a patient, like, and you just lose control of what's going to happen kind of thing. Like, that's scary. So to be able to help people through that and treat people's pain and trying to do different things and try out different things to help people. And that was the whole goal of becoming a nurse. And, in the beginning of things was to be able to help people and just try and learn how to take care of people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, I know you said that, like, you still treat it like a job. Is there, like, what is it that you don't like about it? Or is there anything that you wish you could...
There's an anesthesiologist and then there's CRNAs, right? So, it's sometimes it sucks to just know that the patients a lot of times just recognize the surgeon and the anesthesiologist and not really, like, CRNAs sometimes. And even nurses, like when you go, like, I feel like when I was a nurse, it was always like we didn't really get the recognition or the thanks that maybe we should have gotten, and that's the kind of unfortunate. So maybe that's something I would, change. But other than that, it's a good gig. I can't complain.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's good. I mean, I feel like, a lot of times, I personally don't get offended when, like, if I'm talking to a patient and I tell the patient exactly what I know the doctor's going to say or whatever, and they're like, well, I want to talk to the doctor. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, at the end of the day, I know that, this is your body and, maybe you just need to hear from someone else. I never get offended, which I know sometimes people can get offended. Like, I just said that, why, but I think it's important to remember that at the end of the day, it is, for a patient, patient is laying on the table, laying in the bed and stuff like that. And it's a totally different world. I could say I have been hospitalized before, and being a nurse and like coming from the patient side, like, it's totally different. And I feel like nurses do make the worst patients, is
I'd be a horrible patient.
Yep. I would absolutely, I feel like I'd be running, let me not say that. I hope I wouldn't run any nurse crazy, but I just feel like the more you know, and being in the bed, like, I know when you're lying. I know my respiration is not 18, or whatever.
We know the tricks. All the tricks
exactly. We know the tricks of the trade is not, whatever. But no, but that's dope that you're a CRNA though. I
have to say, I agree with you. Like, I try not to take things personally. Like, like I said, I go in, it's a job, and if they want to speak to the doctor, that's fine. I don't
try. Do you ever get offended when they like, oh, I want the anesthesiologist and not,
I don't know. I get,
You get paid either way. I'm still on the clock.
But yeah, I don't know. I try not to let that affect me. I try to go to work have fun, see my coworkers, and just try and have a good day.
Yeah.
Because then if I come into work upset all the time and angry and I come out angry, then what's the point of going there and working there and doing what I do? There's no point. Like, life's short. You got to just enjoy what you got. And
I hear that.
And like, yeah, no, don't go to work angry. Don't come out of work angry. There's times you're going to be angry. Like something happened and like you're upset about it. But I try not to let that like affect my whole personal, like my day and my personality.
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. I feel like everyone, I should say me, would want to know, is the money worth it?
Don't do it for the money.
I know, like, don't do it for, in terms of like, all right, is it, because I'll say this, for me, I went to school and I had to take out 1 million loans to go to school, and I halfway regret it. I don't regret being a nurse, but I regret taking out all these loans and having to pay back student loans. I feel like for me, I kind of did it the wrong way. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt or whatever. But, and I feel like the amount of money I'm making, like, I don't know. I at the end of the day, I do love what I do. So it's like, it is worth it in that sense. But when I'm looking at financially, I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm like dabbing, I buy Kleenex all the time to dab my tears because it's just like, it's a lot. Or whatever, but I know CRNA school is not cheap no matter where you go or whatever. But in terms of like, I know you were able to pay it off, but I feel like a lot of people, especially people that maybe who want to go into that field, do you like feel like it's worth it in terms of the amount of money that you're making, being able to pay off your student loans and stuff like that?
So I would say like the thing about healthcare and the bad thing about healthcare, it's all comes down to the money, right? So like all hospitals and a lot of healthcare systems, what they really comes down to is making money. And unfortunately, I don't think people in healthcare get paid enough. I think starting from the bottom, PCAs all the way up, nurses and doctors, like most doctors, I don't think they get paid enough. And I think that really affects the patient sometimes because then the care isn't as great. So I think people doing the things we see, the things we do, I think we deserve, to get compensated appropriately for it. We see a lot of scary, crazy things that a lot of people don't, and a lot of people can't stomach. But in terms of like being a CRNA, is it worth it? Yeah, I think the money's there. It's great. It's a tough road to get there, but once you're there, it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, like a lot of people have to take loans and suck it up and not work. Like for me, I couldn't work. I chose not to work. You're not allowed to work. You're pretty much not allowed to work. Because
that's
the
the
first
beginning?
thing.
Like
Yeah.
from jump, you did not work.
Yeah, like I said, I chose to try and enjoy my days off and really, because once it became like my second, third year, it was like test after test after test, and then you go to clinical, and then you have classes, and it's like the downtime is just studying. So like for me, I didn't want to have to like on my downtime have to go to work.
Yeah.
And be tired and like not have enough time to study. And for me, I had to. I'm not like a book smart person. I really had to like study and like spend a lot of time like, in the books. So.
Do they ever like check to see like if you're working or whatever? Like
yeah. So a lot of times what they used to say to me was, if you're not doing well in school, the first thing they ask you is if you were working, because they really think that like you're just not spending enough time, and they assume enough time studying, and they assume that you're just kind of working on the side. So that's the first thing they ask you. But yeah, they do kind of check sometimes if you're doing bad.
Yikes.
I mean, I think I did pretty well in school, so I never really got questioned. But
okay. Just asking because I know like a few people that's like in the process, and I know like I have a few people that said that like they're gonna try and work at least the first year just because like they have things going on or whatever.
No, totally do it. Like it's doable. It's hard. It's doable. I mean, I know some people that did it
throughout the whole thing.
Not the whole thing, like the first year.
Okay.
Yeah. Just everyone's in there has their own financial, their own issues with finances or whatever. Like they have, so whatever works to help if they have families and whatever, they got to take care of things and they got to do what they got to do. But,
okay.
I don't got kids or whatever. So
You're lucky.
yeah, I don't.
I mean, not
have
that I'm saying like I have kids, so I don't have kids either. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, like in terms of that, like I know people who also do have like have to balance that, like own homes and
Yeah.
and have kids and stuff like that. And it's like it would be extremely hard to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm glad you're a CRNA.
Me too.
Is there any tip that you'd want to share either with like your former self or maybe someone that's like trying to get into CRNA school or anything that you feel like you'd want to share in terms of your nursing journey?
I guess starting as a nurse, maybe some just like be open to like trying new things. Like I know when you're starting off on a unit and people are like trying to teach you your orienting and stuff like that. Every day is a little different. Someone's going to teach you to do this, and then you go on to the next day. You're working with someone else, and they're like, "Oh, don't ever do that. That's like completely wrong." Be like, you just pick and choose what you like and don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be open to learning and trying new things, and if you like it, keep it and stay with it. If you don't like it, and be like, "All right, I don't think this is for me. I'm going to do it the other way."
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a nurse, you really get what you put into it.
Yeah.
Right. So like, it's not necessarily, you don't have to do bedside. You can do so many other things. Nursing is like, what's great about nursing is that you can really do like you can be a desk person,
Mm-hmm.
you can be bedside, you can, work in informatics and stuff like that.
It's
so,
very broad.
yeah.
For like a 4-year degree, it's very, very broad.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things with it. You can, you can work 3 days and be off 4 and travel and do all these things. Like you really have a flexible schedule and a flexible job. So that's like going back to just being open, trying things and see what you like and don't like.
Would you ever do anything different like now that you're like at the top? Do you ever want to do anything different, or do you ever see yourself doing something on the side? Or do you ever want to like do anything with like, with tech or anything like that ever?
I mean,
Maybe tech and nursing, something like that.
I always think about like, what can I like create or invent so that, just make like a little side hustle thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm always thinking about something. Nothing's really stuck yet.
Okay.
But there's, I'm always thinking about trying to do something. I just don't know what it is yet. But I would love to like maybe open up a coffee shop on the side and do
really
like
that's so
other things.
different.
Yeah, just something totally different.
Yeah.
Like, something happier, like providing coffee to people and putting smiles on their faces in another way.
That's nice.
I don't know.
Where would you want to open that?
I don't know, maybe in like Manhattan or Brooklyn or something.
Manhattan? Well,
know.
You know what? With the CRNA money, that you can afford it.
It's not even like that. It's just a different thing.
No, it's totally different though.
Yeah.
If you ever do, come back and share and let us know. I'll be a plug.
All right. Cool.
But thanks for stopping by. This is dope.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yo, like I said, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Nurse Aspect, where we assess and evaluate. Quick question. Are we connected? The Nurse Aspect podcast is available across all major platforms or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you ever want to be on the show, or if you have questions, comments, and concerns, email me at thenurseaspect@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram at The Nurse Aspect or on TikTok at The Nurse Aspect for nursing nonsense and more. Until next time, nurse on, assess, and evaluate. Omega XP.